The galaxy burns in the flames of treachery. The arch-heretic Horus Lupercal, once the war master of the armies of mankind, has turned against his father and set alight an insurrection that will burn from the outer rim to the core of humanity's mighty Imperium.
And if I cannot save it from your failure, Father, then let the galaxy burn.
Lorgar Aurelian, Primarch of the 17th Legion Wordbearers, has answered his traitor brother's call and set the ultimate trap for the one man and one legion who could change the fate of the galaxy, Rabute Guilliman and the mighty Ultramarines. The vaunted 13th are the largest legion of all, and their Primarch Rabute Guilliman's tactical acumen is second only to the Emperor. Horus knew they must be destroyed. Ultramar must burn. The Wordbearers approached as loyal brothers and assembled beside their brethren on the Ultramar planet of Calth. But in a single moment, the fate of Ultramar was changed forever, and the bloodiest battle of the Horus Heresy began. Welcome to the Mark of Calth.
Officer of Record, start the mark. I am here to remove you from the game, Rabute. You are too dangerous to live, and I am here to make sure you do not.
I never wanted this.
Lorgar's surprise assault was vicious, bloody, and barbaric. From the very skies of Calth to the verdant surface below, Wordbearers committed ritualized betrayal in order to utterly sacrifice the 13th Legion on the altars of chaos. But Lorgar's true masterstroke to cripple the planet of Calth was to seize control of the orbital weapons grid and use it to savage the Ultramarine fleet and loyalist assets in the system, and in the ultimate sacrifice to the Dark Gods, fire directly upon the Viridia Star, the very sun of Calth's system. But before the weapons could be seized, one key mission objective must be completed by none other than Sorat Chure, assault captain and chosen instrument of Corphaeron, Dark Master of the Faith.
No one aboard the Zetsun Verid Yard questions the fact that the yard structure has remained untouched either. Too small, overlooked. Yet it is a vital specialist facility, and yards around it have been targeted and obliterated. The Samothrace steers in through the slip gates of the Zetsun Verid Yard. Heavier guns open fire. Las cannons, melters. The ship docks between the two fast escorts sheltering in the yard space. The blasts and impacts make huge booming sounds inside the artificial structure. Ultramarines units are moving past them on both flanks. Wordbearers open fire on them from above. Shots rip past them, exploding against the bare metal and ceramite fabric of the yard. The squad confirms its arrival site against schematics of the yard and fans out. Their assault target is the yard's master control room, 2 decks up. Sorat Chure is aware of his commander's burden. There is no room for failure. There is a priceless and vital military objective to be won. As he did during the first act of the ritual, Sorat Chure leads the way through.
Today's narrative battle report is the third installment of a 6-month campaign unfolding here on Broadsword Wargaming and over on Zorpazor, and it is unlike any Warhammer content you have ever seen before. This campaign has been in the works for over 2 years and was shot back in April with an early access copy of the second edition of the Horus Heresy courtesy of Games Workshop. The campaign follows the events of the New York Times bestseller and Dan Abnett masterpiece, Know No Fear, and the first 4 episodes are live right now, right here, and over on Zorpazor, so be sure to check all the episodes so far, linked down in the playlist below. The battle for Calth has only just begun.
Officer of Record, start the mark.
Ultramarines first turn. First thing to do is pick my Logos Lectura, and I have gone for Retribution Strike because I think I got to push up and shoot, and then I'm going to get counter-charge. So all of my guys are making a huge run in the movement phase, and we're going to get this door open and see if we can open fire with the Terminators. Our Dreadnought is going to make a big run as well. Get ready for some overwatching, and then in come the Dreadnoughts and my Praetorian. And we're opening these doors to lay down some withering fire. That is 10 shots rapid firing, even though they've moved because they've got Relentless, and they are twin linked, so I'll be re-rolling 1, 2, 3 misses, looking for 3s again with my ballistic skill, all hitting, and then it's the classic bolter on Space Marine armor save. I've got 4s to wounds, and then 3 up saves for Ollie.
Then, Brother Lysidor topples over a rail. Headshot.
We've taken some fire here from those Terminators. We are going to react fire using the reaction, so I get to fire back to see if we can take off a Terminator. Hitting on 3s.
Wow, there's a lot of 2s in that roll there.
We are wounding on 4s. Ooh, 5. Lots of big broadswords there. 5 saves and 2+ on
All right,
the
5 up. I know. No 1s here. No 1s. And
No, they're fine.
no 1s. Terminators are happy and ready to keep on marching. It's now my assault phase, and I'm going to fire in with a big charge. I've got my Praetor down there. I've got the Terminators. This is my chance to kind of deal a bit of pain before the big units like the Gelvorback hit in. But it's an 8-inch charge, so slightly above odds. Let's see if the boys can do it. Come on, Praetor. Oh, so close. Now, in new edition, even though I failed that charge, I still make a surge movement, which is half that value forwards, and Ollie still is going to get to Overwatch. So this is actually probably going to be quite painful for me. So that is 4 inches forwards, and Ollie is rapid firing with his whole 10 bolters again. Oh, there's 9, because I've killed 1. Let's see if I can wither their fire for a second time.
So wounding on 4s. 5 more saves on the Terminators.
This is deja vu, and I'm happy if there are no 1s once again. Oh, first wound. But no units lost.
Ultramarines fall, shot in the back, in the legs, split open, sliced in half. Men topple face down, the backs of their Praetor helms caved in and smoking. It's a massacre. It's a slaughter.
Sorit Ture and his merry band of word bearers are going to get into the movement phase. I'm going to pull the tactical squad back, move the breaches forward, and set up for the Galvorback to charge the Terminators.
Now I've got the option of a reaction here with my Terminators. I'm within range. I can either fall back away or make an advance. Now, obviously, Ollie is pushing up his Gelvorback to set up a charge for them. So, I don't know if I should fall back. I really need to kind of take the initiative here in this hangar, but my guys are getting exposed.
Theoretical, stay and hold the hangar. Tactical, stay and die. The breaches push forward and do what they do best.
By falling back, Lockie has actually pulled out of rapid fire range from my guys with the bolters. So we are down to just 9 shots into the Terminators from the tactical troopers. Stormtroopers? That's 7 hits. We are winning on 4s. What game are we playing here? 2 more saves on the Terminators. I'd really like to get rid of one of them.
Yes, none of these 1s, please.
Just a 1 here, a little
see.
1.
Let's see, lovely, we're still in. Now my Praetor here actually has the Burden of Kings Warlord trait, which grants him some beautiful wound regeneration and also allows him to do an additional reaction in any phase that doesn't use up my allotment with any unit that he joins. So I'm still going to be able to react fire with these guys over here in the shooting phase and with this unit here. So I am going to shoot straight back at the tacticals with all my Terminators. My bolt pistol will be out of range, so it's just the combi bolters. 5 saves for you there, Ollie.
5 3+ on the tacticals. 1, 2
2,
dead. 2
yes,
more go.
get them
Ouch.
out.
We are going to shoot with the breaches into the tactical squad. So I have 9 guys with bolt guns and a las cutter. Now, in the old rules, these are pretty naff, but now it's a strength 10 AP1 shot with an 8-inch range. So all hitting on 3s here. The las cutter did hit, that's nice. And then we are wounding on 4s, and the las cutter is insta-killing on a 2. So that is, wow, okay. An insta-dead one, and then 6 saves for your armor here.
Under fire!
Ultramarine armor coming in strong.
Wow.
Look at that, all save. But I do lose 1 from the las cutter. Rip him out, Ollie.
In return, the Ultramarines unleash a devastating salvo.
6 3+, no breaches to go. 2 breaches full.
Yes, the bolters of Ultramar are unleashing their fury.
We've got to unleash the Galvorback, and Sorit Ture is going to unload into these Terminators. We'd really like to take one down. We've got bolt splitters, which are essentially just like bolt guns. Hitting on 3, Sorit Ture, okay, takes a wound here. Now, mortal wounds no longer kill you, but you do still get an armor save for them as well. So can he save it? He can, he's fine. But his plasma pistol is doing nothing. Wounding on 4s for the Terminators.
Oh my
Look at all those
God,
broadsword
whoa.
dice, available at broadswordwargaming.com. That is 6 6s to be fair. So that's 8 saves of 2+. Hopefully we can get rid of a Terminator here.
8 saves coming in on the Praetor's squad. I see every save, every save.
Come on, man.
These guys are way above odds at this point.
Sorit Ture and the demonic possessed Galvorback charge straight for the Praetor and his cataphracti bodyguard, looking to cut down some Ultramarines.
We'll start with my big boy. He's just a beautiful Praetor up in Zetzenverad Yard, ready to hack apart these invaders who have just popped up out of nowhere. Our erstwhile brothers, God, they've changed so much, they're all mutated. I'm happy to put a sword through them. Now, because I have got Retribution Strike, my Loctonus Logos, I have got my Logos my Ultramarine trait, insert Roman beautiful language here, I've got 5 attacks, so my charging bonus is applied, even though I have been charged. So I am hitting on 4s, because we've got tied weapon skill against the Gel Vorbak. Toughness 5, but I've got +1 strength. That's 4s to wound, and any big sexy ultimas are going to be instant death causing strikes. Oh, I got one! I got one. Okay, so they're all AP 3, or AP 2 actually, Paragon Blade. So you're looking for your feel no pains only.
Yeah. So I don't get the feel no pain against the instant strike, so that is just a dead guy.
That is one dead Gel Vorbak.
Oh, we saved the other one though. So
big
one
save.
dead Gel Vorbak.
We spliced one out, and now it's time for Soret Chure, the corrupted Wordbearer's Praetor, to return some fierce combat action. Now you've got 5 attacks on the charge with your
Correct.
Paragon Blade.
I do.
We're basically a mirror profile
Paragon
here.
Blade buddies.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm the evil and you are the good. No, I'm the good. Okay, so we are hitting you on 3s because you only have a 4 in average, so that's a couple of 2s though. And then we are wounding you on 3s, and 6s are putting your Terminators on their saves. Oof.
Oh, here we go.
One save of 4+ invulnerable.
Yes, I've got the 4+ invul here. Let's see if the Termies can weather the storm. Look at that.
Damn, man.
But,
okay, the Gel Vorbak
yeah.
on initiative 5.
So many attacks.
And your Terminators are initiative 1 because they've got Power Fist. We get 5 attacks on the charge.
Jesus.
Because we are brutal 2. So
I'm
we still
really
have
glad I
5 left.
spliced one out with my Praetor.
10.
That's going to help.
We've got 25 attacks hitting on 3s. Strength 5, toughness 4, so we're wounding on 3s. We also have Murderous Strike 6 and Rending on 6s. So this, any 6s will put you on your invulnerable save or you are dead Terminator.
Ooh.
So a couple of 6s would be nice. No 6s!
No, one broadsword 6.
One broadsword
Yep.
6. And then we're wounding on 3s as well, so we are going to get you to make a load of normal saves. And that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 normal saves and 1
All right,
invulnerable.
let's start with the invul. Let's see if I lose a whole model straight off the bat. I am on 4s. Oh,
1 gone.
And now 10 2+ saves. Not a single one. These guys haven't, they've dropped like 1 wound off, I don't know, 30 dice.
Shots, yeah.
So they are striking back, and this is where we get to deal some real pain to the Gel Vorbak. 13 attacks with Power Fist coming back out. I'm going to be wounding on 2s, but I'm strength 8, double the user, and these Gel Vorbak are toughness 5. So I'm still not insta-killing, frustratingly, and I will be hitting on 5s because of their elevated weapon skill. The 5s are going to be key here. Oh, we've done above odds here. We've done well above odds. We've got 5 out of the 13. And that is 2s. We're hunting for 2s. 3 of these. Yes, we've got all 5. Now, obviously, we've got feel no pains here because once again, that's not double the toughness. So 5+ feel no pains.
2 passed, 3 lost, and we lost combat. Even though we charged, he managed to save all of those Terminator armor saves. We lost combat by 1, so we are looking for a 9 or less to stay.
Oh,
wow!
Get out of here.
Okay,
Get out of here.
Wow, the broadsword 6s are doing me well. So now it is a D6 plus initiative, and whoever rolls the most kills. Oh, you can't sweeping advance.
I am Terminators because is it the...
Cataphracti.
Yeah, Cataphracti.
Big, slow, chunky Cataphracti. But we are running away, 6 inches. So, see ya, buddy.
So it's initiative +1. You guys are initiative 5. So a 6-inch withdrawal, and unfortunately I can't attempt to catch them. And that would have been a really easy kill as well. So they pull back, and now we kind of reset and pound on into the next Ultramarine turn.
The Ultramarines choose to push forward in an attempt to gain a foothold in the landing bay. As the tactical troops move forward, the Wordbearer breaches in response pull back. The Contemptor storms on through, supported by the Praetor and the Cataphracti Terminators. They're eyeing up the Wordbearers, trying to push them back off the ship. The Contemptor lines up the shots with its Carrier's assault pattern and inflicts serious injury upon the Gel Vorbak, causing 2 wounds, needing 2 5+ saves, and it failed both.
So now the combi bolters from the Terminators hitting on 3s, and these guys are twin linked. And we have got all hitting from the Terminators. The pistol off my Praetor is down though, and now wounding on 5s and no wounds. The Gel Vorbak are doing quite nicely, still getting all 4 members in combat this turn.
The Ultramarines tactical squad opened fire into the breaches. We got 6 saves and failed 1.
With no other reactions available in the shooting phase, my breachers are going to react fire into that tactical squad, and I've only got 3 who can see, 1 with the las cutter and 3 bolters. That is appalling rolling. Just the 1 hit, and it fails to wound.
Moving into the assault phase, the counterattack by the Ultramarines is in full effect. The Contemptor Dreadnought makes the charge and gets into combat with the monstrous Gel Vorbak. And the Cataphracti Terminators, led by their fearless Praetor, get in as well.
Follow me into battle!
I chose to react with Hold the Line to make the Contemptor Dreadnought's charge disordered. We passed the leadership test.
Initiative 5 up first is, of course, our Praetors. I am on the charge, so I have got 5 attacks to Ollie and Sorit Chure's 4. Let's see what my Praetor here can do. He is hitting on 4s because we have the same weapon skill, and he is striking with a Paragon Blade at +1 strength. So he'll be chasing, on average, it'll be 4s to wound, actually. Goodness me, that is rubbish.
Leaving a single Feel No Pain of 5+, and it fails a Galvorback Falls. Fortunately, we are all initiative 5, so I will get to strike back. Stepping forward is the brave Praetor Sorit Chure with 4 attacks and a Paragon Blade. He hits twice, he wounds twice, once with a Murderous Strike.
So that is a huge result for Sorit Chure. I'll have to pass the normal one first on a 4. Oh, that finishes off my wounded Terminator. That really hurts. And then I've got one more invul save against the Murderous Strike, that big broadsword 6. Ollie, I think you might grab another Terminator here. Let's see. Oh no! Sorit Chure has sliced 2 Terminators on the way in, and it is hugely swinging in the favor of the Galvorback.
With 12 attacks coming in, we are looking for those 6s for Murderous Strike and Rending to really do some damage.
So 2 normal saves at 2+, both save, they're only AP 3, but you have got that one big 6, Ollie. Now this is Murderous Strike and Rending, so it goes to AP 2, which means it's my 4-up invul or a lose a Terminator. Oh, geez, that was close. So no losses from the Galvorback, and it's on to the Contemptor Dreadnought. He's only got 3 attacks on the way in, hitting on 2s. Now his Gravis Power Fist is strength 9, so I won't be instant deathing, which means I don't deny the Feel No Pain save, but I'm still going to deny the armor save, and I'm Brutal 3, so I'm scoring 3 wounds anyway. So any 2s here are 3 wounds inflicted unless saved by Feel No Pain. That is 2 2s. And Ollie, you've got 2 Feel No Pains to take.
We need 2 5+s or we are losing some boys.
Wow, get out! He Feel No Pains and shrugs off the Terminator, shrugs off the Contemptor, and now it's time for my 2 Terminators to do some damage with their Power Fist. They have got 3 attacks each because their charge was not disordered, it was just the Contemptor. So they are striking and hitting on 5s because of that low weapon skill. The weapon skill is still keeping the Galvorback safe. Now 2s to wound, they are Brutal 2. Oh, that's a painful one. Ollie, show me that 5. Get out of here! Feel No Pain is just keeping these guys alive right now. So that's actually a tied combat with 3 wounds apiece. So we simply pile in and continue on with the Word Bearer's next turn.
The Breachers advance to push on to the objective.
This honor will be ours!
And in response, the Ultramarine Tactical Squad pulls back and retreats to get a better line of sight for their next turn. No targets for the Tactical Marines to shoot, and the Breachers having ran to get themselves up to the objective, it's time for the assault phase. The Tactical Marines are charging into the combat, into the Maelstrom, and into the fight.
Death to the enemy!
So with the Tacticals joining the fight, there is a hell of a lot of bodies piling in on my Terminators now. The Dreadnought's there as well, and I've got the Praetor. Let's see if I can get that Initiative 5 to carve away some of these units. Otherwise, I'm going to be taking some serious casualties, and they're breaking straight through to the control room. Resolving the Praetors at Initiative 5. No charging bonuses this time. We'll start with the Ultramarines. I am only hitting with a single dice, wounding on 3s. That is 1 big, sexy, murderous strike with my Paragon Blade. 1 Galvorback sliced apart, but before we take him off, he will attack. Ollie, fire in your Praetor.
That is 4 attacks hitting on 3s, and then with Strength 5 and Murderous Strike on the 6s, we are wounding on 3s as well, but just the 2 wounds.
2 invulnerable saves failed. That is 1 dead Terminator, and he will not get to strike back. Just my Sergeant now.
With 4 Galvorback still to strike back, it is 2 into the Praetor and 2 into the Contemptor.
So 2 saves for my Praetor from Ollie there. Big saves on my 2-up Artificer. And now, what have you got? Another 6 attacks on the Contemptor?
Contemptors really have changed. They are now Toughness 7 with 5 wounds instead of an armor value. We have 6 attacks hitting on 4s, and then we are Strength 5 into Toughness 7, so we are wounding on 5s, but really we're fishing for 6s for Murderous Strike and the extra AP.
1 big 6 and 1 normal wound. I'll take the normal wound on my armor save. Big save there. Now, I've got an Antimantic Deflector on the Contemptor, so that does give me 1 5-up invul, and it also changes the Murderous Strike from instant death to D3 wounds. So I'm not dead here. Let's see if I can save it first. I cannot. So instead of getting automatically insta-killed by the Murderous Strike, I just take D3 wounds instead. Oh, now I roll the 5. So the Dread takes 3 wounds from one infected, corrupted, disgustingly warped, filth-ridden Talon from the Gel Vorbak. Right, this is not looking too good for me, Ollie. I have got, a very injured Dreadnought, and I did not expect that. I am going to try and crush some Gel Vorbak with my big old fantastic Power Claw, because it is a beast. 3 attacks back from my Super Dread Claw. I am hitting on those 2 6s, and then I'll be wounding on 2s. Now is not the time to drop 1s. That's fantastic. So that is 2 big wounds on the Gel Vorbak squad. Now remember, these are brutal 3, but not denying your feel no pain, Ollie.
Looking for more of those 5+.
Get out! Far out! Alright, just the 1 Gel Vorbak gone then. Still 2 of them in the squad.
Attacking at the same time as the Dreadnought are 6 basic tactical marines. All that led to just 2 saves.
But hopefully, my Terminator Sergeant can finish them off. Just 2 attacks. Hitting on 5s. Oh, he's got 1 big Ultima 6 over here. And now this is where it matters. He's wounding on 2s. Gets the big 2.
We are clinging on to this trusty old feel no pain save.
He fails it, so with Brutal 2, that Gel Vorbak takes 2 wounds and has 1 wound remaining.
Stepping forward to face this monstrosity alone is the brave Wordbearer Sergeant armed with a Power Fist.
Hitting on 4s, oh, strong start. And wounding on 2s, Ollie.
2 successful wounds.
I've got my 4-up invul. If I fail either of these, instant death will bonk me on the head. I fail both anyway. That is another 2 wounds to the Word Bearers, so 9 wounds to 8 for the combat resolution. That means it is a victory to the Word Bearers.
The Praetor passes his leadership test and the Contemptor is fearless, so the battle rages on. Let's head into the next Ultramarine turn.
My tactical squad have pushed up, and they're actually not even going to open fire because they're just going to open up a return fire option, and they're already going to get overwatched on the way in, and the las cutter in the breaches is pretty serious. But hopefully we've taken the Retribution Strike Logos Lectura, so we should be able to do a bit of damage across the board in combat this turn. Let's do our big charge roll. They're well in, even on 3 inches. That's going to get most of them in, especially with our pile-in move.
But first, it is a huge hail of fire coming in from the breaches as the Ultramarines make their way into combat.
Wow, that is a lot of saves for me to take. 1 guy is blasted out from your beautiful big las cutter.
Bolter rounds are exploding in the ranks of the Ultramarines, blowing blue armor plate apart, throwing men into the air.
Now my boys are going to jump in. They've only got that 3-inch charge, but then they will make a pile in. So they're all going to land with the capacity to deal some big attacks. And now it is time for combat. So I've got my normal tactical here. These guys are of course +1 weapon skill because of my Logos Lectura. So I will be hitting on 3s. That gets me only 1 extra attack. And then these guys are also wounding on 4s. That is pitiful rolling by the Ultramarines, a single save. Let's see if my Sergeant can do some work here. He's got a power axe, a Legatine axe. That one is cocked. That is 3 hits, and we are looking for 4s to wound.
Saving everything, that is nothing, absolutely no damage done. In return, I have 3 breaches attacking back, hitting on 5s because of that pesky Logos Lectorum. I wound once.
And so my normal armor save for that, it's a pass.
And to round it out, the Sergeant causes a wound.
So 1 model getting crushed by the Power Maul. That is a leadership test at -1 for my Ultramarines, and they have passed just. Ultramarines Praetor, I'm going to sink everything into the Gel Vorbak. I will be hitting on 3s this turn. That is absolutely rubbish. I've got 1 strike. I'm going to have to get a Murderous 6 to have any meaningful impact here. No, it is just a 5. So that is 1 wound against the Feel No Pain, Ollie. Oh, nearly saved, but that is 1 wound. That actually is enough to finish off 1 Gel Vorbak model, as there is a 2-wounder there.
That single wound does have some impact, although he will still get to attack back. But up first, it's Sorriture into the Praetor.
Nothing. Yes, the +1 weapon skill from Retribution Strike serving me well there. Not a single hit from your Praetor either.
Now it is onto the Gel Vorbak. We have 6 attacks hitting on 5s because of this Retribution Strike and causing 1 wound.
So just one save for my Praetor then, and he is fine on his Artificer armor. AP3 not cutting through that save. Now we're down to Initiative 4. It's time for my Dreadnought. Come on, Dread. Let's smash some heads. Because the Calth Warback is killed, I can actually now only strike against Tactical Marines. So I'm just looking for 3s to hit. And 2s to remove models straight off the table. You're kidding me! The Tacticals are not even remotely worried about it.
The 4 Wordbearer Tactical Marines managed to wound the Praetor.
And saved it!
Then it's the Sergeant with the Power Fist and a Tactical Marine into the Dreadnought.
Wow, okay, normal dice first. That is nothing.
At toughness 7 and with just 2 wounds left, the Contemptor is on its last legs. I've got a Power Fist, I'm strength 8, I'm looking for 3s to wound, and these will be AP 2.
Get out! 2 wounds on the Dreadnought. I've got my Refractor Field. I need to save these or the Dread is gone. And, oh, big ultimate to keep him on the field. My Dreadnought has 1 wound remaining. That is a huge victory to you in terms of wounds scored. So my Praetor will have to take a leadership test. He is on a 10. He is at -1. My Praetor is falling back.
As the Contemptor is fearless, it cares not, but the Praetor retreats 9 inches.
Praetor making a tactical withdrawal, sadly, and abandoning my Dreadnought to a pretty merciless fate.
With the Ultramarines on the run, can the Wordbearers take advantage and push on through to the objective? Our hero, Sorat Chure, steps up towards the Contemptor with his Paragon Mace. He gets 2 hits. We are wounding on 5s as we are +1 strength, but it is toughness 7. We are AP2 and 6s are Murderous Strike.
Cross me and die.
Now my Adamantic Deflector, Ollie, this is got to keep me alive on a 5 up. No!
It is better to die for the Emperor than live for yourself.
Now, over there, it is looking pretty gnarly. It's all at Initiative 4, all resolving together. Let's start with the Ultramarines. I've got my Sergeant with 2 attacks. He misses completely. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Tactical Marines. And they've got 1 hit, 1 wound.
We need 1 3+ save.
Oh, a big one, big one. Okay, well, we snip a Breacher. So there is a little hope.
The Sergeant, roaring with defiance, steps forward with his power maul and swings down to smash some skulls.
His cobalt blue figure drops into the assembly area below, arms outstretched.
And the Lascutter slices down another.
So now I'm taking my leadership check at -2. Come on, boys, hold. We are holding. 3 Tacticals and a Praetor left. It is looking grim for the Ultramarines. Let's dive straight into my turn, and the only thing I need to do right at the beginning is attempt to regroup with my Praetor. He is loving it. He cannot make charges. He can snap fire with his bolt pistol. It's pretty much over for him, but he's got one last chance to get some fight. Let's see if my Ultras can do one last bit of damage before they go. I'm hitting with my Sergeant, and I am wounding. No, I'm not. Just my normal Marine then. He hits on the 6, and he wounds on another 6. Roll it up, Ollie. Passing there. All right, now the breaches are returning fire. There are 4 normal breaches, and then 3 normal breaches. They are all missing. The breacher with Lascutter is loving it. He's in on the action. Grabs himself a wound at AP1. That's 1 Ultramarine gone. And then we've got the Sergeant. Ollie, can you finish him?
2 attacks, hitting on 4s.
Both hits.
We are wounding on 3s because of the power maul.
2 Ultramarines, Peleus and Eractus, die. They are cut apart.
They consolidate through. They make their initiative move. There is now nothing stopping the breaches from getting to the control room. We'll plow into one last word bearer's turn. Everybody moves up. Everybody sets up for a charge. Sorat Chure, the Calth Warback. All I have left is 1 noble Praetor. It is all or nothing for my Praetor. I'm going to put every strike onto Sorat Chure. Let's see if I can at least decapitate the Wordbearer's leadership here on Zetzadveren Yard. I've got 4 attacks. I am hitting with just a single one. All I need is 1 6 to set up a murderous strike, and we've got a chance. Oh, it's a 5, so no murderous strike, and Sorat can just take that on your Iron Halo, Ollie. Oh, we got a wound. We cheeked off a wound. Sorat's going to return the favor now.
The Ultramarines captain puts up a decent fight before the inevitable. Sorat Chure makes the kill. Chure walks back to the Yard's master control room. He masses his squads, marshalling human prisoners or dragging out the bodies of the enemy dead. A sheen of blue smoke hangs in the air. The Zetsun Verid Yard is now secure. It's taken longer than expected. This irks Chure. He had hoped that sheer bewilderment would knock the fight out of the 13th. But they stuck to it. But they break through into the master control room, leaving a carpet of enemy dead in their wake. Cor Pharaon, master of the dark faith, master of the unspeakable word, orders his men forward.
Our next episode begins the epic two-part finale for the Mark of Calth, where Lockie and I play out the intense conclusion to the campaign, as Ventanus and his strike force seize the Guildhall on the surface of Calth, whilst Primarch Guilliman leads the charge in orbit, in 2 simultaneous games featuring nearly 60,000 points of Horus Heresy models. To find out how that fight will go, head on over to Zorpazorp Gaming right now to see the second half of this episode, as Lockie marshals an Ultramarine kill team led by the mighty Primarch Rabute Guilliman to reclaim the Zetsun Verid Yard orbital station. The 13th Legion must retake control of the orbital weapons, or they stand to be wiped from the face of history. Stay tuned next month as we continue the count of the Mark of Calth.
Officer of Record, start the mark.
Hey guys, Ollie here. A huge thank you for taking this journey with us. I hope you guys love the 3rd installments, and make sure you go and check out the sister part 3 episode right now on Zorpazorp Gaming, and please let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this 3rd phase. And of course, there are the 3 episodes from part 1 and part 2 here on Broadsword and over on Zorpazorp if you're desperate for more action. It's all linked down below in the playlist. Thank you so much for watching, guys. It genuinely means so much to Lockie and I. Now don't forget to let the galaxy burn.
Officer of Record, start the mark.